So here we have the TMDB client. It's the movies app based on the TMDB database. We'll start with the home page. It's kind of the basic home page. Sorry, let's go home. Sorry, we're on the wrong page. There we go. So this is the Discover list. Down the bottom here, in the bottom left, we have pagination enabled, so we can see multiple pages. I won't click on the 45,000 page because it struggles to load the last one. But like you can see, we can have multiple pages. So the filter movies card is fairly simple at the moment. It just searches by name as you type, and you can search by genre. So fairly straightforward. I'll add more features in the next version. The movie cards, we have the image, of course, the title. We've got more info, which brings us to a page that has the poster images. Some of the movies have a lot of posters, as you can see. Some of them only have one, some of them have none. We get the title. We have a link then to the web page of the movie, which you can see here. We can open. We get the overview. We get the genres listed here. This helps us with the filtering and sorting, and also helps with the similar movies button. We have more information, the production countries involved. We've got release dates, the length of the movie, the gross and the average score, the rating of the movie. In the bottom right corner we have the floating reviews button, which stays there no matter how much you scroll the screen. So we can click that. We can see all the reviews that the database has for the movies, and we can pick one. Let's see who is anything. Anybody we recognize here? No. I'll just pick one. There's a review. We get to read it, and we can go back to this page, and we can click on the similar movies, and it'll show us movies that are, well, according to the database, are similar. It's picked by genre, so things that fall into the same genre will get included, including some quite old ones there. Three Amigos. Okay, so if we go back to where we were, we can look at the cast of the movie. And here we have the cast, and we can click on about that cast member, and we get their biography, the date of birth, date of death if it's known, gender, birthplace. We can then view the movies that they've been in, and I was kind of hoping we might see Deadpool again. There it is. We can go round in a circle back to Deadpool, or was it different Deadpool? Anyway, again we can look at the cast, about. We can look at his IMDB page, which is there. Opens in a new window because I didn't want to close the existing page on the React app. The credits page is broken at the moment, so it just when an error is encountered, it dumps you back to the home page as a failsafe, as a fallback. So the credits page, whatever I did, I broke it. I'll fix it later. So then we have the next page we have is the latest releases. So this is a single movie result coming back from the TMDB database that says this is the latest movie. They must be fairly recent because you can see that they've no gross and no rating, and not even a release date on this one. I am having a problem displaying the image. I'm not sure what's wrong. I will figure it out in the next version. So again, we have the usual link to the web page of the movie if one exists. Similar movies and cast. There might not. Oh, there's only cast for this movie. There's no cast. We're just getting a blank page. Similar movies. Nothing similar to this, I guess. We'll go back to Deadpool and Wolverine. I think if we go to cast, Hugh Jackman, his movies. Again, I was hoping to find Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me see. Let's see, can we filter it? Deadpool. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. And again, we can click on that and get back in a circle to where we were. So if we go back to we'll go back to the home page. We'll have a look at the popular movies page. These are movies that are fairly high rated. It's a list from the IMDB database people that they've added these to the popular list based on their scores. They're not the same as the top rated movies. It's a different list. We have the top rated movies, which is this list. It's the same ones at the top of the list all the time. It'll take a while, I guess, before something will exceed these. You can see that they've all got high scores, 8.5 or higher, some of them. I'm going to add pagination to this page in the next version, so that we can see more of them. So we have two lists, my favorites list and my playlist. These are separate lists of a similar style. If we go back to the home page, we can add movies to the favorites, and we can see that up here we get an avatar, a red heart avatar, when we've added it to favorites. When we remove it with the garbage can, it goes away. We have a playlist avatar, which is green, to say that we've added it to a playlist, so we can have a separate playlist from a favorites list. There may be movies that you want to watch, but they're not your favorites. That was my thinking, that we could have two lists. So the only problem I ran into with this was the displaying the avatar in the card. I can only get a single avatar to display, and if you try to display two at once, it mashes them together into a sort of a mangled avatar, mixture of the both. It's trying to display two in the one space. So what I did was I designed a third avatar for a possibility of a combined avatar for two lists. So if I add something to both lists, you can see that I get a green and red avatar to let me know that it's on both lists. Now there is a problem with the display of this. The image I have provided for the app has a green background and a red heart. When it displays it, for some reason it cuts the green into a square, and that's not the image I've given it. So I don't understand why it's changing it, but it is. I've tried changing background color and what have you, and it makes no difference. It insists on chopping the color into a square. But still, it's manageable. I could use a completely different avatar, but I wanted something with the two colors. This is something I will work on at some later point to make it prettier, but at the moment it does the basic function that's required of it. So if we look at the favorites list, we see all the red hearts and the combined red and green. If we look at my playlist, we get all the greens plus the combined red and greens. So if we remove something from this list that's on both lists, so twisters for instance, it disappears from my playlist, but it's still in my favorites, and the avatar has changed to just a single red heart. So we can do this We can move things from one list to the other by ticking and unticking. So just two lists I thought it would be useful maybe. So we have a reviews page where you click the link for a review, you can write a review and you can submit it. At the moment it takes the submission, but I haven't enabled the database in this version, the local database, so there's no persistence of the reviews. So I've also added a login and logout feature. It uses Firebase authentication. So at the moment we're signed in as new user 77, so we'll sign out. I'll just check the list of usernames I have. So let's pick one to sign in as. We'll sign in as John Doe. Existing user. So now we're signed in as John Doe. We're getting the password warning because I'm using 123456. It's only for testing, it's not important, and it wouldn't matter if somebody guessed. So I'm not forcing login and logout at the moment, and the plan is to add persistence to the database to save reviews and favorites and playlist lists, and those will be attached then to the user ID, and they will pop up again whenever you log in and out. But for the moment it's just to show that authentication is possible. I think, is that everything? I think that might be everything. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you. Okay, so something that I forgot to show you was the sign up feature in the login logout page. So we'll sign out, we'll create a new user. Let's try for 3 7s. User 3777. We create the simple password again because it's only for testing, so it doesn't matter how guessable it is. And if we go to Firebase and refresh the page, we see the new user that we've just created has popped onto the list. We can manipulate accounts here. We can delete some if we want to. We can send password reset emails if they were real email addresses. We can disable accounts without deleting them. So it's a useful little thing, Firebase. I'm not forcing login and logout on users at the moment. It's just to show that it can be done. The plan is to use it for enabling persistence later for reviews and lists. The only other thing I wanted to show you was the caching, that requests will be recycled instead of sending new API requests. So we can see it in the console here. If we ask for more info on the movie, and then we go to the cast, we can see that the actor's ID has popped up over here. We'll choose Ryan Reynolds because everybody likes Ryan Reynolds. So you can see that then we'll ask for his movies, and then we'll search for Deadpool. There's the new one that we already looked at, and we ask for more info. You'll see the details here pop to the top of the list and get recycled, and there's no new API request on the console. It's interesting how big the list is sometimes of API requests. If we request the cast, it's quite a sizable list of API calls, because you get an individual one for each cast member based on the list of cast members that is in the database for each movie. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the caching, and that's that. That should be everything now.